Starting a business is hard. Staying in business is even harder. Here are some stories from some of our members on the South Side. My name is Al Ariola Jr., President and CEO. I'm joined by our Chairman of the Board, Russell Yeager. The South Chamber is pleased to present our podcast, The Business. Hello, and once again, welcome to The Business. This week, we are joined by William Wright from BBQ done Right. Today's episode is being brought to you in part by Brooks. At Brooks, home is more than just a place to live. There are a wide range of living options at Brooks on the south side of San Antonio, from apartments to single-family homes. When you live at Brooks, you're part of a growing community that includes retail, food, and dining, beautiful outdoor green spaces, and health and wellness facilities. Living Brooks. So again, once again, thank you for joining us. We are joined with our Chairman of the Board, Mr. Russell Yeager, and our guest, Mr. William Wright. Welcome. Thank you for being a member of our Chamber of Commerce. Russ, you want to get started with some questions for our guest?
Yeah, you bet. So, William, tell me a little bit about the barbecue you're serving up.
Yeah, man, it's a unique style. It's Southern barbecue with a little Asian fusion, little Hawaiian love as well. So it's a mixture of my father recipe, my mother recipe put together, and all the different places I've lived as well, all in one barbecue.
You were talking about your heritage a little bit before the show. You mentioned your mother and father. So your nationalities, you mentioned, are?
Black and Filipino.
And you grew up mostly?
In California.
In California? Where
Yes,
in
sir.
California?
I lived in San Diego and San Francisco.
And you did the smart thing of coming to Texas, huh?
Yes, sir. Super expensive, I'll tell you that right now. God.
I bet.
Well, tell me a little bit about how you got started with your barbecue restaurant. It sounds like you kind of started slow, but now you've got a food truck. Tell a little bit about that story.
So what happened was I've been very successful working for the corporate world. And then so what happened was I love cooking in general because I think cooking makes people happy.
Well, when you say corporate world, you were wearing a tie and stuff, or what does that mean?
I worked for Verizon.
Okay.
I was very successful as they moved me around to open up new locations
Okay.
for the store. And what I've learned that I learned a lot from working with Verizon, and so I kind of want to go and venture off and do my own thing. So what happened was. I made some steaks one day for my best friend's father. He goes, "Hey, Will, you're in the wrong business." And then that's when everything kind of went to the food truck, the business. So when I first started, I kind of wanted to go into brick and mortar, but then the pandemic was like, I'm scared because, again, not knowing what's going on. And, restaurants closing down.
Yeah.
And
crowd capacity issues.
So
yeah.
I said, man, what should I do? So, let me just start small and just do and see what it was. When I first started, I questioned myself. I didn't have one customer. I was like, man, did I make the right move?
Where did you post up at first?
640 South Presa.
Okay.
I'm there all the time.
Okay.
So I said, man, it was hot outside. I didn't have a tent. So I'm like, man, this is the wrong decision. But what happened was one customer came by, and then everything was history.
What would you say, word of mouth, or what do you think happened?
What happened was I did a Facebook page, marketing. And so they give I'll be there, Will. So I was promoting on Facebook. And people say, I'll be there. And then, I said, man, no one's coming. I said, man, this is stupid. Why did I do this? Man, when that one person came, I sold out. Right? And then because people started saying, what's going on over here, right?
Right.
And the other person came, I said, I'm sold out. So they waited in line the next day. And I sold out the next day. And I said, man, okay, this catching on. Let's see what happened. And then I was doing working Saturday and Sunday. I'm open from 11 to 6, but what happened was I was selling out before 6 o'clock. I was selling out at 3 or 4 o'clock.
You were running out of...
Running out of food.
Gotcha.
I said, man, okay. I said, hey, Dad, I'm selling out. No, I said, I'm selling out, Dad. He didn't believe me, right? But he's like, I said, Dad, they're enjoying the food that you taught me. Yeah. And he didn't believe, So my mom and dad came down and visited me for my niece's graduation. And my dad was so amazed. People waited in lines son, I said, I told you, Dad, I'm not lying to you. and so he was super excited because I said, Dad, this is what you taught me. My mom, they was excited for me. And so it was just a pickup truck and a smoker. That's all it was.
I remember seeing pictures of that.
Yeah, that's all it is.
A nice smoker. It's a big, nice smoker. Yeah.
And so with the clientele and a lot of repeat customers and my catering event, I was able to purchase a food truck. And now, hopefully I'll get that this week. But I'm going to still stay at 640 South Press because that's what people know me at. And I don't want to move from that location. So That's how
Right.
I got started, man.
So 7 days a week. When can we find you over there?
Man, you'll find me. As right now, I'm just doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday right now.
Okay.
I'm thinking about expanding my hours. I'm not sure. I just got to reevaluate everything and
Sure.
see that.
Flow and inventory and everything.
Yeah. So Thursday through Saturday from 11 to 6 or until I sold
So
out.
you better
That's
go
it.
at
So
11.
get there early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
better sooner than later.
So
Well, your dad says that he was kind of shocked about his recipes. You were talking to Russ off camera a little bit about the flavor influences, if you
Correct.
will. This is not Texas barbecue per se.
it's not. It's not. So because I can't forget my mom culture, the Filipino side, right?
Right.
But also too living in Hawaii. So if Filipino, their food is kind of sweet. You
Yeah.
know, that's how the food is. With and I know
Whereas maybe us as Mexicans and
it's more
spicy.
spicy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and then so what I noticed about Texas in general, like they like that little sweet heat, right? That's they're known for barbecue wise. And so I said, man, what can I do to kind of get something unique? I really haven't heard of brisket until I moved to Texas.
Yeah.
Brisket is king in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I noticed, right?
Yeah.
And so what's funny, people are like, you have any briskets? I don't have brisket, man. Like I have ribs only, right? So I said, you know what? Let me see, can I put something together for something unique for Texas? Because again, I'm a rib person, and if I can just touch the people who love rib, if I could just be the expert of ribs only, that's what I want to specialize. Filipino chicken and ribs. So I did a lot of, man. I was in the kitchen a lot, man. I smoked. I did a lot of cooking, because I want to make sure I give the perfect combination to people who come into the location. Because I want your palate to be excited, like, oh my God, like that's what I want to bring to your palate, right? Because again, food makes people happy, man. I've never seen anyone eat food angry. You tell me who ate food angry, right? It's impossible, right? You can't eat food angry. So and so that's what I did, and
if you do, you might get indigestion.
yeah, it's not. He's like, I'm mad eating. Like, there's no way you can be mad eating food, So think about that.
Point, man.
Yeah, so and that's why I did that, man. My mom was always happy. She's positive, and so I want to bring happiness to people when they eat food, because people work hard for their money, man. I want to make sure your money's worth. When you buy my food, like, this is worth paying for the food and stuff, because at the end of the day, man, for you to come to my location to buy from me, that I want to give you the best service. That's what I want to give. I want you to feel like when you walk in, like it's just you and I, like we're having this conversation. I'm not gonna worry about, no, it's you're in front of me. Let me give you my attention. Let me give you the best product that I have to offer to everyone who walks into my door.
Well, it seems to be working. You got lines out the door and you're
Yes.
selling out. So,
Yes, sir.
You've lived all over the world. You talked a little bit about some of the places that you've been. You started in California, Hawaii.
Yes,
Sounds
sir.
like with your previous job, you traveled a lot. So what brought you to South San Antonio to start your business?
So, cost of living is number one, super cheap. But also too, though, like it's a big state, but your money goes further in Texas
Absolutely.
than any other state. So my thing is that you think you make good money, but you're spending the cost of living that you're living in Hawaii,
Right.
California. And Texas was able to allow me to grow and do things that I couldn't do when I lived in California or Hawaii, right? So I always want to own my own business, and I really feel like not having a state tax it's amazing.
That helps.
It helps out a lot, right?
Right.
And people are moving from big city to move to Texas.
Right.
Texas is probably one of the fastest growing city, I would assume, right?
And San Antonio
San
being one of
Antonio,
them.
yeah.
Yep.
So this is the best place to start a business in San Antonio, because again, you can afford it. So people are leaving the bigger market to come to San Antonio. So like, you know what? I want to be part of that culture and stuff. So that's why I moved to San Antonio.
So how have you felt the culture or the community kind of rally around you? It sounds like you're doing a little bit of marketing, but it's almost like word of mouth. Once people knew about it, it's like you have a following. So how's the South Side kind of gathered around you to help your business be successful?
One thing I can really appreciate about Texas and San Antonio in general, that people want to support their local small business. And that's one thing I'm so proud to be part of, because you see, go support your local mom and pop shop. They want to support you first before they support a big change. And to me, you don't see that.
Right.
A community to come together, like that's unheard of, and they want you to be successful and stuff, and just say, you got some good product, I'm gonna tell so-and-so. And for people to do that for you, you want to give the best stuff to the people, because again, they want you to be, they want your your success on my IG program. You know, like I'm not a big social media. I just never got into social media, but I'm trying to get into the.
You got to now, right?
Yeah, I have to. But to see people post like, go support your local barbecue restaurant, like it's so amazing to see people share your posts or your food, and people you don't know.
Right.
It's trying to market your stuff for you, man. That's
You know,
amazing.
you're specific to barbecue, so I can really get away with having this honest conversation. With respect to what you just said, local business maybe versus a chain, I've seen the locals hold water and chains in and out. Like they don't end up connecting somehow with the community as maybe they should. And I think to your point, you know, when you see who ends up sponsoring the little league teams and who ends up, you know, putting something in the high school football program, it's mom and pops mostly. It's not, you know, the big chains. And so it is a mutually giving back process that they identify. Look, this business cares about my school, my kids,
Yes.
my family. I care about them too, right?
Yes.
Right.
I think it's more personal too as well, because you get to a big chain, it's all just like they think you're just a dollar, like, you know, in and out, right?
Right.
It's not personal,
Right.
You know, and you might have an owner like, hey, how's everything? You know, I give you an example. I had this one customer comes up, he goes, and I remember what he does. He goes, man, you know more about me than my brother does, because to me it was very important for me to know who you. I'm sorry, to know who you are as a person, because at the end of the day, you know, I want to be personal, because at the end of the day, like without you, I'm nobody.
Right.
So my
Yeah.
thing is, let me get to know you as a person. You know what? Because I don't want you to feel like a number. I want you to feel like we know each other. Like, because again, this is we're in a pandemic right now, right? We need each other as a community and stuff, you know. And I think that people, you know, I'm all about positivity and stuff, you know. So that's what I want to bring to you is being personal.
So I know you brought us some food to try that I think we'll get into here shortly. Before we do that,
Can't wait.
Before we do that, you want to? I mean, you've already kind of shared that you went from a smoker to a food truck. What would you say, if anything, is maybe like your cha-ching like strategy, like going forward into the future, your 5-year, 10-year plan?
You have to know your business first for anything, you know.
Yeah.
If you rely on other people right now, and I had to say this, like, you'll get disappointed. But if you just say, you know what, I'm doing this, and knowing your business in and out, being consistent. Number one is having a consistent taste all the time. You can't be inconsistent if you're trying to start a business, because that goes on. Because if your food tastes great one day, the next day it's like today's different. You're not consistent. So I think being consistent, and also your drive, your ambition, and what motivates you. And I think for me is that I think my family, big support team. Because there's days I don't want to go out there in the hot sun, man.
Oh man, I tell you, it's brutal August month. Yes, it was.
It's tough, you know. And I think having a great support cast is going to be. You have to love what you do too.
Yeah.
I think let me go back. I think love what you do. If you don't love what you're doing, you're not gonna. It's not work for me. It's just fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's
That's
fun,
great.
you know.
That's great. That's great. Well, let's get into any special shout outs you want to, before we try some food. You've already been giving a lot of love to your family and some of your supporters. Is there anyone else you want to give some major shout outs to?
I think San Antonio for being making me feel like I'm at home, you know, the support they give me. I think without San Antonio, like I won't be where I'm at right now. So I want to give a shout out to people that, you know, supported me, but San Antonio, Texas in general, man. Thank you guys for everything you guys have done for me.
There you go. Shout out San Antonio, Texas. So let's get into the barbecue, huh? Let's get into that. All right, now we are back. Now that we got the food heated up and ready to try. So you want to tell us, Will, where do you want us to start here?
Yeah, you guys can start with the barbecue baked beans.
You want to tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, so it's just a little, has my dad recipe sauce. Has like a little tangy / sweet spice to it.
Oh yeah.
It's very different, unique
Yeah,
taste to
it's
it.
good.
With got some meat in there as well.
Yeah, the after tang is good. It's
Yeah.
real good.
And then next you have your Hawaiian mac salad. So I brought Hawaii to Texas. So
Aloha.
Aloha. So what that does,
What am I tasting on what is this? Is this carrots?
it's carrots, man. Very simple. It's a very simple recipe, but it should be cold at all times. You know, so
So that part don't heat up.
correct. Your next, that's the Filipino chicken. It's called Filipino Soul Barbecue. It's all special sauce, marinated, has a unique taste to it.
Oh my god.
He said he wanted you to say, "Oh my God."
Well, I did. What? Tell me. I know. Don't give away the recipe here, but what's going on with that?
It's This recipe my mom makes, man. So it's like a little sweet. It's Filipino style barbecue.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm really thinking, I don't know that I've ever maybe had a Filipino dish per se in my life. I don't think.
Correct.
So thank you. This
You're
is
welcome.
This is really good.
Yeah. So it's a unique taste, man. I take pride in what I do. I'll make sure I give the best dish for you. When people come in, I want to make sure they're happy and stuff. So that's what it is. And the one I specialize is the ribs, man.
That chicken was the bomb. All right, here you go with the rib.
Well, first off, it just breaks apart. It's not.
It's good, man.
Tell me. So is this a rub? Is this?
It's a rub, man.
Okay.
I have no sauce. It's a rub that I use, man. That my dad showed me as well. So, but I put my own spin to it. Like I said, place I traveled. So I try to do the southern / Asian Hawaii type of style with the barbecue and stuff. So it's a lot of flavor, man. It's a lot of flavor in the barbecue.
And just the way the rub stays and with the smokiness, it looks like a perfect char. This is incredible, man. This is.
See, here's the difference with me and Al. Like, he's trying to critique. He's like writing a narrative over there.
We're on a podcast. You gotta go there a little bit.
Dude, I'm just gonna eat. No, I love how well seasoned and everything it is without having to have sauce. Like that's
what it is.
Awesome.
That's what I'm blown away with. No disrespect to any of other barbecue joints is you got to end up putting a little sauce on top here.
I don't believe in sauce.
This is there, man.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to conquer is that make some type of rib without putting sauce on it.
Well, you did
Yeah.
it. I think you did it. And I think for those of you in the audience that are curious as to trying this, with this podcast, we are going to do a special, unique promotion with our member partner here, supporting our members and at the same time as supporting the organization. You want to tell them a little bit about it?
Yeah. So what I'm doing is this weekend they're doing
We're releasing the podcast and then we're going to simultaneously have a sale, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So I guess once you guys, they'll call in or they'll put an order in, and
Right.
then you guys just have to come up and pick up the product at my location.
Any customers will pick up.
Yeah, correct.
And then once again, what's the address?
640 South Presa.
So we will be sharing that. You will be seeing this here on our screens here where you can order. Click online at southsa.org and place your order. Again, to be supporting our member business here and at the same time a small donation to the chamber. Again, we are a nonprofit organization. We are thankful for members like you that support the chamber, support our mission, and are so hopeful for what San Antonio is doing on the south side especially. I'm glad you chose South Presa. I really am. It says a lot about what you think the market opportunity was there. And clearly there's money there, cash money
Correct.
coming in, so I want to thank you for joining us today. Russ, do you have any parting words? Are you done eating there?
Damn.
I mean, you guys got to go down and try this. It's delicious. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you being part of the chamber. We're happy that we can share and building the South Side together, and hopefully we can help see you be really successful and continue to partner with us in the future, man.
Thank you. And really quick on that note, so every third week of each month, I'm doing one special item Saturday. So it's the month of September. I'm doing a brisket.
Oh, I'm there.
So it's going to be a one day only, first come, first serve.
What day was this going to start?
So that's the third week of September.
Okay.
Saturday.
Mark your
So
calendar, Joe.
every month I'm doing a special item per month. So September's going to kick off brisket. So then I got to think what I'm going to do next. But every third week of each month I'm doing a one item only. And go from there.
Let's see how it goes.
Nice.
You might end up with another specialty product, so to speak, right?
Exactly.
That's what's up. All right.
Hey, we'll get there early. He said he sells out, so you got to get in line early in the morning. Well, early in the morning for South San Antonio, 11.
Yeah.
For these ribs.
Well, again, I want to thank our audience for joining us. You have been given the business from the South San Antonio Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining us.